Hey folks, Green Stuff Gav here. Now, we've got another unboxing from Hatchet Partworks. If you've not seen any of the other episodes, Hatchet Partworks are a company that does sort of the monthly magazines where you collect them all to gain generally something hobby related. So they do build a TARDIS and things like that. They've been doing a weekly magazine where you basically collect all of a load of combat patrols for 40k. So by the end of this, we'll effectively have a 40k rulebook and rules on how to play combat patrol, which is a smaller scale to than your average 40k game. It's designed for a lot of beginners to the hobby, so there's a lot of standard technique things, but generally it's quite good value for money. You might notice this week we've got a giant jiffy bag for some reason, so I presume we'll get some interesting things in this one. So let's have a look, see what we've got. So we got 37, 38, 35 and 36. But you can see we've also got the premium set. So I sprung for the premium sets this time around. So they've generally got extra kits in them. So I think we'll start with that one. We've got a Daemon Prince and a Howling Banshees apparently. So let's look at the minis first, as we usually do. That's Daemon Prince, Banshees. So these are the new Eldar Howling Banshees, or newish. Again, lovely minis. I assume this is the X-Arc, because look at that spear. We've got bear heads. I'm not entirely sold on having bear heads on Eldar Aspect Warriors. Well, X-Arcs, it makes sense. All these teeny fingers. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Games Workshop really push the boundaries when it comes to plastic miniatures. Like such crisp detail. Teeny tiny little details there. Oh, that's cool. Got a little shrine lady. I'm presumably this is 5 Banshees, but oh, those bear heads. Got 7 bear heads for some reason. We'll have to have a look. See exactly how many we can make. That's cool. We've got the new Daemon Prince mini. Look at his gorgeous wings. Lovely demonic sword. That's a Stormcast head. It's almost like this kit can be used for 40k or Old World or Age Sigmar. That corn symbol's really nice. That's what you want to see in a kit though. It's absolutely festooned with bits you can glue on and all the little extras. Skulls on chains. Presume that's a Zinchian head. Some options. That's cool. That's a really nice kit. I presume you don't have to put the backpacks on if you're doing it for Age of Sigmar. Or Old World. Yay, big base. We got Banshees bases, which are these new weird 27s. And a single 32, which presumably is the X-Arc. Anyway, right, let's bugger that off. See what we got here. How to build the Howling Banshees. So we do end up with 5, so that's really strange. We've got so many bare heads on the sprue. Icon of Moray Hag. Strange. Have to build your Daemon Prince. See, it's got the backpack here. So this must be specifically for combat patrol. Have to paint them. I really like that the paint jobs on these are not like super. These are achievable paint jobs as opposed to like your heavy metal standard. Daemon Prince. Datasheet. So again, you can use it in the Chaos Marines or World Eaters. Presumably stats are pretty similar. Nice. Banshees. Again, they put background in, which is nice. I don't know how similar the Banshees are to their 40k rules. But can take 1 aspect shrine token. Once a battle, for each aspect shrine token, you can change the result of 1 hit or wound. That's not great. And then a scenario, which is the Eldar with the extra bits and the Chaos with the extra bits. Cool. But more importantly, on to the actual issues. 35 gives us part 1 of 2 of some Havocs. So these are the new style Chaos Marines. So these are considerably bigger than your old counterparts. In fact, there's a set of firstborn legs. So they are considerably taller. So they must be Primaris sized. All the weapon options for the champion. Got the missile launcher, blast cannon. I like they've gone back to the 2nd edition style heavy weapons. Much more fitting for the Chaos Marines. The other one, we got a heavy bolter Reaper auto cannon. Look at that. Lovely. Oh, a little servo arm. Big chain gun. Meaty. Oh, that's cool. Chaos Marines. Havocs, 1 of 2. How to build. Again, no good till you get the next issue. But presumably, they must be a set layout because it'll be interesting to see what the other sprues have got. Weapons. Orcs. And again, so here's your Havoc squad, chain cannon, heavy bolter, missile launcher, last cannon. And you got some background to put in. You can find a name out and keep track of you painting and playing with them, which is nice. Well, that's thoroughly unhelpful. It doesn't say what they're armed with. So presumably 1 of each. So again, as noted, these are the 40k rules, but rules light, so it's not as heavy with things. So we got, this is how to actually play the game. So it's very good for teaching people and learning how the game works. And once you get all of the magazines together, you'll have an actual rule book. Rest of the Havocs, Helbrute is in 2 issues, but we've seen that. Rest of the Havocs. Interestingly, 40mm bases. I pick them up. So we've got another missile launcher, another last cannon, another heavy bolter, another Reaper. So 2 heavy bolters, 2 missile launchers, 2 Reapers, but only 1 chain cannon. So it's not quite all one build. 1, 2. Yeah, 2 heavy bolters, 2 missile launchers, 2 last cannons, and a chain cannon. So you've got some options there. It's not as bad as some of the current kits. But obviously, Combat Patrol, you're supposed to only build them one way. Combat Patrol. Base coating your minis, painting your minis. And again, these are fairly achievable paint jobs. Quite standard, quite straightforward. I really like that. So we've got a Sarge with a plasma gun, and then 1 each of those 4. But we have got options in the box. It's nice. More background. More background. That's a lovely model. Chaos God Zinch. More story time. So this is back to the main rulebook. This is explaining how the data sheets work, which is nice. A new scenario. Chaos Space Marines versus Tyranids this time. And again, it's got tactics for what you do with the heavy weapons. Oh, cool. Helbrute across 2 issues, which we'll look at now. $37. The start of the Hellbrute. So it's the standard Hellbrute kit, so we got loads of weapons. They did do an easy build one with Dark Vengeance, but we haven't seen that kit since, I don't think. Look at these power scores. That's lovely. Got variant heads. Still got that weird mix of semi-organic, which was part of the Dark Vengeance one. Lovely Thunderhammer, plasma cannon. So that's the main legs, the torso. So presumably you could probably do a Hellbrute from them. So look, see what it says. Heads options. Presumably we'll have a set kit because this is Combat Patrol where all the weapons are predetermined. Hammer and plasma cannon, apparently. Magnus did nothing wrong. More stories. And again, so we got names and background. Again, they didn't have to write any of this, but they have, which I really appreciate. Build it, paint it, play it. And it's data sheet. They explode. It's a shame, is I'm currently looking at 2nd edition, and Hellbrutes have like Fire Frenzy, where there's a chance to just shoot at your own dudes, which is really, really fun. But a lot of the randomness has been taken out of 40k. Rules. The good thing with combat patrol is because they've got set forces, they don't need to print all of the rules out. So we've got extra bits, secondary objectives, not a big fan of that, but Tyranids, War Faction, soon Voltan and Orcs. It's not bad combat patrols, to be honest. So the rest of the Helbrute, and then some random Wraithguard. Finally, issue 38 is the rest of Hellbrute, which that looks like shoulder joints. So you might need this sprue just for those bits. Twin last cannon, all the chaosy bits. So you've got sort of like your Cornate, your Zinchian. So you've got some options there, which is really nice. Cool. And a big base. We've got how to paint our Hellbrute. So look at all that skin. And again, this is how it is so far. This is a very achievable paint job. I like that because it can be a bit daunting. More background, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, Thousand Suns, Papa Nurgle. How to use your strategy points, your command points on stratagems. Not a big fan of this in 40k. There's a lot of emphasis on stratagems and secondary objectives than actually playing the game. Just a single Hellbrute against a whole range of 2 Infernus Marines, 5 Guardian, randomly, 1 Leaper, Wraith Lord. Whew. That's got to be quite hard to do. Marked by all 4 gods. Used to be able to do that in 2nd edition. You could take all 4 gods. Nice. Can't wait for that. Squad of Termies as well. It's really interesting. Don't think they're in the actual combat patrol. But yeah, some very, very good value for money here. Especially you consider 2 issues at £10 an issue, 20 quid for a Hellbrute. Very good value. Same with the Havocs. I think that's a 32 quid kit for 5 dudes. So, yeah. Well, as always, thanks for watching. Be sure to do the likes, the comments, and all the sharings. But most of all, thanks for watching and have fun.